Scribble notes when I wrote these quotes. If I offend, pardon me, there's more of me to grow. Creative in my process, enjoy the show. The will is different when you recognize the different strokes. Different folks, same goals, we all want the most. So when we reach the top, we can enjoy the toast. The type of bread we get is fresh about the bakery. Told them don't play with me, with or without a degree. Don't question my intensity, bravery. Similar to agencies that want to see you fold. So just pray for me. Yeah, Einstein with my energy.
The do's and don'ts was like, that one blew up. I don't know why. That one I literally did last minute in a storage closet. Like a storage closet. I was surprised that one blew up. I was like, there's no way. But like, and then also obviously like my sex ones. Those ones are popular because everybody likes talking about sex and everyone wants to hear about it. But you know what's crazy is like my male viewers are increasing. Which I'm actually happy about because I feel like the guys need to hear it just as much as the girls do. You know, like a perspective from somebody, because there's so many people, like there's so many girls that like just, they don't speak their mind. And it's like, if you want to have a successful relationship or even just like situationship, if you want to have a successful whatever interaction, like you have to communicate yourself and you can't be scared to communicate yourself.
Yeah, I think all that's important because there's so much to one, seeing what's successful, right? Like as a content creator, you're looking at what are people listening to? What are people actually like interested in? I think the do's and don'ts was definitely interesting. Even when I saw it, I was like, that's an interesting topic. Like I literally said, I'd love to know what Alissa thinks is a do and don't. Like I'm a married man, but I'm still like, I'd love to know what this is going to be about, especially knowing like your style. I was like, this is going to be an interesting video or listen. Like, and it was. And I think that's part of the reason why, like, it's such a, I think one of the things when I was like, I'd say years ago now, like 6 or 7 years ago, I was looking into like men's help with relationships because there's tons of research, tons of books written about men's relationships and guides and help, but most guys aren't reading it. So it shows like it's interesting because men love to know about, oh, how do I get girls? But they're not reading about how to do it.
Yes.
So I started learning about all these ways, all of these strategies, all of these really helpful tips. And a ton of it was being honest, being upfront, not sugarcoating things, like just telling them what it is and seeing if they like it or not. And like, if they're cool, then great. And if they don't, then move on. So much of it was move on from people who don't have the same value system or don't align with what you're trying to do. Don't rush into things. Like, take your time. Like, it's fine to take your time. It was so much of it was the things you said in the do's, and so much of the don'ts were things that the books would say don't do. And it was like a lot of these people are just doing the don'ts.
I know, and it's so sad. Like, it's just because I don't know. I feel like guys they have to take a couple of years to mature. Like, I met this one guy, he's in his 50s, and he cheated on his wife. And he got a divorce, like he's in the process of getting a divorce with her. And he told me that like he's not interested in getting back together with her, but like he cheated on his wife, 10 years ago? And now he's literally now trying to figure out why he cheated. And he was like, I bought a book that's like trying to figure out like why do people cheat? Because like it takes them time to mature, and unfortunately they lose people. Like they lose good people, they lose people that they love, but like it takes them time to be like, all right, like I need to work on this. Like this is something I have to work on.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and it's so real. And if you're not taking the time, right? If you're not taking the opportunity to even learn about relationships, but you want to have them, it's like anything else in life, right? Like if you want to learn to do something, like not like spend some time learning, like it's not all trial and error, especially with people, because I think the other piece that gets really lost, and I think when I was younger, I played football, I played on a bunch of teams. Like I know all the way guys act and behave. Yeah. It's almost as if it's like the throwaway culture, right? Like, I don't know about her no more. Yeah, we're done with her. Like I'm done with her, whatever. Like just tossing people aside as if they're just whatever. Yep. That's like the mindset that a lot of people grow up in. So they don't create a real relationship, a real care for people that they're around. And I think that's why it's been it's always interesting when I go out, because I'll see people and I'm like, I know what they're thinking. Like,
Yeah.
this is just the whatever. And
I love that.
it's
The
just weird.
throwaway culture, that's amazing. That's literally exactly what it is. It's literally exactly what it is. They don't feel like they're real people, and they just don't understand. Like, it's like, luckily I like put in the work to have a good mindset, because if like somebody with like a weaker, maybe not as developed mindset had to go through something like really bad with like a relationship or whatever, like that shit can bring you down for a long time. And it's like the other person is like, like toss that shit in the dumpster. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to it, but
yeah.
You know, I have never heard that before. Did you come up with that? You need to trademark that.
I should trademark it. I just came it on the spot, because that's what people do. Like, people just throw away other people, and it's weird that it's super acceptable, especially from the male end. But I'd say like there's also this concept, right? I'm just gonna say, this is for anyone listening, right? If you're listening, just know this ain't my mindset anymore. I used to be this person. I ain't that person no more. But it was and I joke around, right? I joke around with Caitlin, actually, because when I first met her, I was really privy to the fact that like females have multiple dudes that they can be interacting with in any type of fashion, right? And what we call it in football was they have a roster, right? They got a roster. They got the people that are on their team, and you either a starter or you're not. And you either play or you don't. Sometimes you're not playing for a while. That's fine, but you got to know your role. And that's it. Yeah, you're on the bench. And I remember I told her that one time. I was like joking around because I felt like she wasn't giving me enough attention, right? Because dudes, fragile, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, you got a roster. She's like, no, I don't. I was like, yo, I'm pretty sure you do. Like, I am not the only dude who texts you. She's like, no, you really are. I'm the only person. You're the only person I talk back and whatever. I was like, but who else hits you up? Like, I'm not saying who you respond to, but who else is hitting you up? Because the difference is you can literally, if I do something wrong, this person texts you. Now all of a sudden you can just text them back, and they're gonna get all their attention, all this whatever. And like, dudes don't understand. Some dudes are just blind to the fact that they're not the only person. Like, you're not, until you lock down, you're not the only person.
Yep. No, and I feel like, but it's the same with guys. So it's like, it goes both ways. Like, guys got their roster, girls got their roster. So it's like, if you really are about somebody, like, you better put like your 100% in, because if you don't, they will. Like, there's somebody sitting right there on the bench with the fucking headgear on, like, they're ready. They're ready. So like, you better step your game up. Like, it's important to know that for sure. Like, you're not the only one, so make yourself known.
Yeah, like, and I think you have some really interesting tips. You want to talk a little bit about how to like stick out, because a lot of your dudes in that video was really like, I was like, spot on. Like, yes, if you're gonna talk to a female, please just take some of this advice.
Yeah. So I like you said before, there was not very many dudes because I haven't experienced them. But like, one thing, like, some guy complimented my mind. Like, me and this dude had never talked about like bodies or being attracted to each other, and he was like, your mind makes you so attractive. And like, that was the first compliment he had really ever said to me. And I was like, damn. Like, when you recognize somebody for like the person that they are, like, yeah, like, physical compliments are amazing. Everybody likes feeling good like that, you know what I mean? But to like make yourself stand out, like, you need to recognize like what somebody's doing, what their passions are, like, help them and support them. Like, even if you guys aren't like a thing, like, my friends will do that, you know what I mean? Like, my friends support the brand that I'm trying to build and all that stuff, where it's like, you have to recognize like what somebody's actually doing to progress their lives. Because like, the physical changes, like, I hate saying that because it's so basic. It's basic, and like, everyone says it, but it's like, eventually your girl's gonna have babies, and eventually your man's gonna have a couple too many 6-packs of beer. So it's like, y'all are gonna change. Yeah, exactly. Like, y'all are gonna change. So it's like, you have to be attracted here first. Like, that has to be like number one, where like, you guys have to be able to connect like that and vibe like that.